Of course.
Sprinkle up. Bell, thanks for being here with us.
Oh, it's our honor. Hey, everybody! I am so excited to be here. This is amazing. In this circle of love, in this circle that wants to do love and put love into action. Because we know that justice is what love looks like in public. So we're doing some love publicly, which I love. And I'm so grateful. And because we have love publicly, we've even met a new friend. So I'm really grateful for that, who lives in the neighborhood, who likes to cook big pots of soup. See, this is what happens when we come out in public. We begin to connect, and we begin to find out where the gifts are, which is really awesome. So I want to tell you a story from a long time ago. I just realized that next year will be my 30th year working with people who are living on the streets or living through poverty or living through the struggles of systemic racism, and I'm really grateful for that. In my early days, I was hanging out in this little church, and if you went by it, you would just sort of think nothing of it. By the time I left there, they had crested and had gotten 50 members, and that was a big deal for them. They had come from like 10 members, and they were trucking along. There were some elders there, and they got together and they began to just say, we want to do something. We want to put love into action, but we don't know what we can do. And so they said, what can we do? And they all looked at each other, and somebody said, well, we can make some casseroles. We're good at making casseroles. And that's all they could think of that they were good at doing. Well, lo and behold, they met a woman in the neighborhood. And this woman lived in one of the largest public housing complexes in Atlanta. And she came into the church, and during the time when they were gathering to center themselves and to connect, and active prayer. And active prayer means we're connecting with each other and we're connecting with that which is bigger than us. We even made the fire department stop. They were like, what are they doing? It's an emergency. Well, in fact, this woman sounded the alarm. She came into the church, and she stood up and she said, there's a famine in the land. There's a famine in the land. There's a famine in the land. And all of a sudden, the people that thought all we know how to do is make casseroles made a whole lot of sense. They needed somebody to call them, do what they were good at. And so I'm so glad that there's people in this circle that are good at loving. I love that we have to raise our voices over the traffic because the people have come back out together to say, we're here to do love in public. We're here to share what it is that we have to share. So way back in the beginning of 2020, before we knew what was ahead, Mountain Express reached out to us and they said, we have these old newspaper boxes and we don't know what to do with them. They're stacking up on us. Would you want them? And we being the people that say, we're kind of like Mikey, you know, remember Mikey from Life Cereal? Y'all won't remember Mikey. Mikey said, he'll eat anything. So we said, yeah, we can use them. We don't know for what yet. We don't know for what yet. And then the pandemic shutdown happened in March of 2020. And we were out in the deserted streets because all the people that were left were the people that couldn't stay at home because they didn't have one. And it was heartbreaking. And everything was closed. And we thought, how are people going to get resources? And then we thought, wait a minute. We have those things that I love taking things that people are getting rid of and turning them into something magical. So we thought, we have these, we can put them out and we can provide access to resources 24/7, 365 days a year through the power of what we call we. This is the power of we, the power of community. And so today we're going to dedicate the 15th Street Pantry. This is amazing. Woo, 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 woo. So the 15th Street Pantry is very special for many reasons. We have street pantries all the way in Candler, all the way in Black Mountain, all the way to Arden, to North Asheville, and here now on this street, in this place. Because for those that walk the hard streets, you know, I've known women who camp on some of the porches in and around here because feels like a safe space for them to be. And so there are people right here within a stone throw of where we're talking today that have need of this. And guess what? We have need of this too. Because we live in a society that's separated and segregated us apart from one another. And we so need to be brought back together to ourselves. We need to come back to ourselves because we need each other. We are one great human body on this great mother. And when we come together and share, we begin to find what it is that we need too. So I want to say a particular thank you to a young artist here in our midst who turned this into something even more special. Amy Morris is here. And she would love to talk to any of y'all afterwards about her creation and what inspired her. But I just want to say a big thank you to you. She inspired us, so we have to have all of these muralized. So thank you, because you know what, when you put one idea with another idea and you get creative, you can see amazing things start to happen. So we're going to dedicate this pantry all together, and I love all of you from our UUCA congregation. And so we want to adopt this pantry and take it under our wings to offer love and care. And I can't wait to see who you're going to meet here. Because so many of my friends have met so many of my other friends through the street pantry, through just coming together in this place. So I'll say in closing, one of my friends on the street calls this the surprise box. He said, I love the surprise boxes because I never know what's going to be in them. And it's always something I need. And it always makes me feel special. Because a surprise, when you think of somebody in particular to surprise them, right, it makes them feel special. It makes people feel seen. And it says a whole big, great I love you to people who every day face the onslaught of meanness. I've hung out many times on the street and heard insults and ugly things hurled at people. Instead of saying you're worthy, you're loved, you're part of our community. We're glad you're here. And so that's what this pantry says to people, is we see you and we love you. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'll tell you that so many of our friends have said, this has saved my life. This literally saved my life at 3 in the morning when it was 20 degrees and I opened the door and there were hot hands in there, right? There were gloves in there. There was some food in there, right? And so this is the way that we love people that we don't even know yet, which I think is very powerful. So we dedicate this pantry for all those who need to know that they are loved, and for all those that maybe feel unseen, to feel seen in our community and cared for. So thank you all so very much for your love and attentiveness, for all those who've been left out. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a hand. There he goes. That's one of my favorite parts. I need a kid volunteer. Wait a minute. Here we go. Shoe. Come on down. What's your name? Lucia, come help me work this. You can push that button right there, but you gotta stand over here. Now come around and just push it down. There you go. All the way down. There you go. Yay! All right. The eagle has landed. Good job. Thank you. And I'm gonna get all my kid friends to help us fill this when we get it out here. So I want us, when we dedicate the pantry at some point, I would love for everybody to come and just touch the pantry and put some love from your heart into this pantry. I want our kids to feel it. Is that okay? Yes. Because I don't know about y'all. I've heard rumors that kids are the future, but I don't believe that. Well, I do believe that, but I also believe that you're the right now. Yes. You have lots of kids right now. So I want y'all to be front and center and helping to fill this pantry, okay? We're going to roll it on out here. We may put it here so we're on the part of the driveway. We can move it. All right. And where's Greta? Are you ready for us to read, Greta? Yeah, please do. And maybe we can have a few people from over here. Penny, come on over. And Claudia and a few people. We'll just lay our hands on while we're reading. Dedicate this. Maybe, hey kiddos, can I get all the kiddos? Y'all come over here. Touch the pantry because we're going to dedicate it. That means we're setting it aside for an important purpose. All right, here we go.
We stand here today,
Ready to help those in need. A can of peas, crackers, or a toothbrush. These are items we place in the beloved pantry with outstretched hand and love in our hearts. Rudy states a candle is another light, by lighting another candle. Today we pledge to keep the candle of love and community lit as we commit to filling this pantry. Woo! All right. Thank you, guys. And now we're going to fill the pantry, right?
Yeah.
All right. Come on back. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Do you want to say something about clothes?
Yeah, can you grab? We're going to grab some things from here. I can say in just a minute. You ready? Everybody wants to get anything you want to pick. Great jelly.
There you go.
Oh, there's the old glove.
Put it in either one of these. Put it in. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Roll it up. We can put a backpack in there. Roll it up.
Oh, it's good enough to have foot. Yes, they are. They do that naturally. I know that.
Yeah, you can put crackers in.
Nothing more than feeding the
A
child.
lot of crackers.
All the way down.
Awesome. Fill it up. How are we looking in there?
Nothing else can get it.
All right. Okay. When you fill it, you close it, and you start on the bottom.
I stuff my cubby like that all the time.
Good job. See what else you can get in there. And down there, there's still more room.
I know exactly.
Don't forget down below, you have another one. Yes. Down at the bottom. There you go. Oh, wow. Let's go.
Y'all are doing great. Yeah, put that in there. That's no more. Oh, watch the chain. Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else can fit. That's what she got. Will you open this door for me? Will you put a little bit of stuff right? Yeah.
Tomatoes, they need those. Yeah.
Sort of full.
Yes, it's
This
full.
one is
You're full.
Yeah. We did it!
Yeah, you're full. Yeah,
Oh, my kids around. Come up here.
you're full. There you go. Nice. Yeah.
Turn around. Come here, kiddo. We'll get all your names eventually. All right. Can everybody in this circle give a big hand to our awesome kids? Great job. Thank you.
Maybe I can be beside the pantry to take a group picture.
Come over here. Come right next to the pantry right here. We'll get all of you. So I hope y'all spread the word. Everybody go this way. Come Look over here.
You look this way.
Look at Puncher. Look at Puncher. There you go.
Okay, say cheese. Nice, thank you.
Awesome. Good job.